Chapter 2. The White Light. Jacob ran, not toward the exit, not toward safety, just away. His feet pounded the carpet as the windows behind him erupted in a flash so bright it painted everything in shades of bone white. He didn't see the blast. He felt it. An unnatural stillness just before the building shook like a struck bell. Then came the roar. It was not one sound, but hundreds all at once. Concrete groaning, glass bursting, the high-pitched screech of twisted metal, and somewhere underneath it all, the guttural scream of the world breaking open. The shockwave hit him like a wall. He flew. His body slammed into something. He couldn't tell what. Air knocked from his lungs. His head cracked against a wall. Pain blossomed, sharp and immediate. Then darkness. He came to with dust in his mouth. Everything was gray. The hallway, once clean and sterile, was now coated in fine powder. Lights flickered above him, struggling to stay alive. He could taste blood, metallic and sour, and feel the sting of something embedded in his cheek. The floor beneath him shifted, as if the building was still breathing. Jacob tried to move. Pain shot down his right arm. Broken? Dislocated? He didn't know. He rolled onto his back, coughing. The silence was almost worse than the blast. No alarms, no voices, just settling debris and the distant rumble of a dying city. The windows were gone. Just jagged metal and open air where they used to be. Smoke drifted inward like it belonged there. The skyline was obscured by a dirty yellow haze. He pushed himself up, bracing against a cracked column. His knees shook, his balance swayed. But he was alive, somehow. He staggered toward the stairwell, every step a battle. On the landing, he found a man lying in a pool of blood, security badge still clipped to his belt, eyes wide, unmoving. The man's hand was outstretched toward a radio, melted and useless. Jacob knelt and closed the man's eyes, swallowing hard. There was no time to mourn. Not now. Survival first. He descended carefully. The stairwell had collapsed in places. Concrete steps cracked open like dry clay. At the fourth floor, he heard a noise, soft, strained. Help! He turned sharply. A woman's voice. He followed the sound to a nearby office where part of the ceiling had caved in. A woman was pinned beneath a metal beam, blood streaking down her temple. Jacob didn't know her name, but he recognized her face. She worked HR, always friendly. She tried to sit up but winced, clearly in pain. "I think it's broken," she said through clenched teeth. Jacob looked around, found a length of pipe, and used it as a lever to shift the beam just enough for her to crawl free. "What's your name?" he asked, helping her sit against the wall. "Leah," she said. "Leah Renner." "Jacob." They nodded, a moment of fragile humanity in the rubble. "You okay?" he asked. She looked down at her leg, torn slacks, swollen ankle. "I won't be running any marathons." "You don't have to. Just stick with me." They made it to the garage level 20 minutes later, moving through corridors littered with debris and smoke. Pipes hissed, sprinklers dripped, the smell of burning plastic hung in the air. The garage was dim, but intact. Dozens of vehicles sat abandoned, some with windows shattered, others crushed by falling concrete. Emergency lights flickered red along the ceiling. "Where do we go?" Leah asked. "I don't know." He looked around, searching for anything. An open car, a storage room. That's when he saw it. A small security booth tucked in the far corner. Metal walls, reinforced glass. A man inside. Jacob waved, shouted, pounded on the door. The man hesitated, then opened it. The booth was no bigger than a closet, but it was sealed tight. Inside were 2 chairs, a panel of security monitors, mostly dark, and a mini fridge stocked with bottled water and snacks. The guard, older, gray-stubbled, with tired eyes, locked the door behind them without a word. "I'm Jacob. This is Leah." "Sam," the man replied. "I was watching the monitors when the warning came in. Didn't even have time to hit the alarm." "Are we safe here?" Leah asked. Sam shrugged. "Safer than out there." They sat in silence for a long time. Jacob's pulse finally slowed. He drank water from a cracked bottle and stared at the blank monitors, wondering if the world beyond them still existed. Eventually, he asked, "How many cities do you think they hit?" Sam didn't answer. Hours passed. Sam dozed with a shotgun across his lap. Leah sat in the corner, holding her ankle and staring into space. Jacob couldn't stop shaking. He thought of his mother. She lived in Des Moines. Would they have hit Des Moines? Surely not. It was small, unimportant, but so was Chicago in the grand scheme. A target, yes, but not the biggest. Unless they hit all the cities. Unless this wasn't a limited strike. Unless this was the war. He stood and paced the booth, his body twitching with leftover adrenaline. I need to see, he said. Sam stirred. See what? The outside. You go out there, you might not come back. I might not stay sane if I don't. Sam looked at him for a long moment, then handed over a cracked gas mask. Take this. Won't do much, but it's something. Jacob stepped outside just before dawn. The air stank of ozone, smoke, and decay. Ash drifted down like snow, coating the cracked pavement in pale gray. The sky was red at the edges, not sunrise red, but wrong, like rust bleeding through clouds. He walked a few dozen feet to the edge of the garage, careful not to inhale deeply. Downtown Chicago was gone. The Sears Tower still stood, but barely, a scorched skeleton missing half its top. The skyline had been chewed through. Fires dotted the distance. Glass glittered like sand in the streets below. He heard no sirens, no cars, no voices, just wind. He turned slowly, taking it in. This wasn't damage. This wasn't a bombing. This was extinction, and he had survived it. Back in the booth, Leah looked up. What did you see? Jacob sat down, expression blank. Hell, he said. I saw hell.